Fully completed in 1695, the Castillo de San Marcos was built to help protect Spain's interest in the New World for years to come. Today, the Castillo de San Marcos sits as the only 17th century military structure in the U.S., as well as the oldest U.S. masonry fort. Located on Matanzas Bay in the oldest city in the USA, St. Augustine, Florida, the Castillo de San Marcos survives as a beautiful testament to the strength of the coquina rock used for construction. So these four big corner structures are called bastions, and then this little thing sticking off to the right in between the two bastions is called a ravelin. The Cubo and Rosario lines are walls of earth that were constructed by the Spanish after the British burned St. Augustine to the ground during the siege of 1702. The covert way, as it's called in the middle, was a way to allow soldiers to leave the fort and still be covered or protected by this wall. And finally, this here is the moat. During sieges, the Spanish would keep the moat dry and use it as a pen for domestic animals. And whenever the fort was under land attack, the moat could be flooded with seawater by opening floodgates on the seawall. And although the Castillo switched hands between the Spanish, British, and Americans, the Castillo was attacked several times, most notably by the English in 1702 and 1740.
Okay, guys. Typical time getting up the steps for the cannon firing. There's a ramp out here. You can take this down below and watch campfire down below also. Okay. But yeah, when you head on inside, just let them know, ask them for access pass. Awesome. And they'll want to see your ID.
All right. I'm gonna get you going through these little.
This right here is a ravelin. It's a large V-shaped outwork that protects the gate or other weak point of the fort. The fort was never conquered. Coquina is a soft limestone rock made of cemented seashells. The 33-foot walls of the Castillo are made from ultra-strong coquina they mined in quarries on neighboring Anastasia Island. So just how strong is coquina? When cannonballs were fired at the coquina walls of the fort, they just bounced off or sunk in a few inches. The coquina stone compressed and absorbed the force of impact. These are the guard rooms, and although we did not go in, here's a picture of what it looks like in there. These over here are the storage rooms. During Spanish times, most of these rooms would have been stockpiled with gunpowder, ammunition, weapons, lumber, tools, and foods such as dried beans, rice, flour, and corn.
Look at that guy. Oh, I was in their picture. Stay behind it and pretend it's your D. And then you want to stand by the flag? And wrap it around you like a blanket?
The Spanish used this flag from 1506 to 1701. Firing a cannon in the 1700s was a dangerous and complicated job. The Spanish and British soldiers at the Castillo de San Marcos used these tools to clean, load, and fire the cannons. This is the British room. British troops moved into the fort from 1763 to 1784 when Spain ceded Florida in exchange for the city of La Habana, Cuba.
Yeah, okay, cool.
This name says Alex Carter, and I read online that he was a soldier. December 30th, 1883. Osceola was a fearless Seminole chief who fiercely resisted the American government. Here are some projectiles that would be shot out of a cannon: bar shots, chain shots, canister shots, solid glass shots, grape shot.
This is a replica of the Spanish cannon.
This cannon is a 16-pounder, bronze, from Seville, Spain. In 1764 it was made. Named El Milanes, the one from Milan. Loaned.
I now walk out to view the ocean.
I see.
Made in 1724. This is a 15-inch mortar made of bronze. It's from Barcelona, Spain.
British. Oh, you guys are ready. Okay. So this one day, it was pretty rough, and they were starting to run out of food and hope. But the Spanish, they helped you out with that one. They kept up their spirits, and they kept fighting on. And the British, they kept fighting on too. In fact, they had reinforcements arrive Christmas Day. And so they had an encampment over in the town of St. Realized that those were Spanish ships. They burned the town of St. Augustine and their ships in the harbor and marched back to the Carolinas in defeat. Well, they learned that the Castillo de San Marcos was not to be trifled with. And the Spanish...
Fuego, capitán. Apoyar, capitán.
Adelante, al cañón. Prepárese para el ejercicio. Indigno, Santa Barbara. Entra la cuchara en el cañón. Ragadelska, si está cargado. Tira la cuchara. Entra la lanada y tapa el fogón. Pasen la lanada al cañón. Tírenla, su lugar. Apronte el atacador y pólvora. Entrala en el cañón. Ataca. Dispóngase a poner en batería el cañón. Cañón en batería. Dispóngase para la punta de él. Apunte. Cover your ears! Fuego!
Oh.
Fuego en su lugar.
Hey y'all, I hope that was entertaining for you and it made your day a little better. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe now. Subscribe now.